75 years later, as one of the very, very few liberators that were there on the 29th of April, what do you remember most about it? I mean, does it seem like a kind of distant nightmare, something that was dreamlike?
Well, what I remember, of course, was the train.
Yeah.
God, I mean, coming upon what turned out to be 39 boxcars of just one corpse, train after train after train. I remember looking at about the first 10 boxcars that I came to.
Right.
And then I just said, "The heck with it! They're all the same." So I just walked on in. But we could have looked at 39 different boxcars.
Yeah. So were you really angry at the time? I mean, there was a lot of different emotions, very strong emotions. But Dan, do you remember feeling really angry at the German people?
I just think I was stunned because I didn't get angry and as far as C Company, I don't think there was anybody in C Company that was involved in killing any of the guards or anything. By the time we got in, I only saw our guys take two guards prisoners. That was all, because by that time, most of them had been rounded up. But we lost in the 60s, we lost a 12-year-old son in an accident, and that's a devastating experience for parents. And later on, several years later, I was talking that out with a therapist, and I discovered in the process that I still had some baggage about the corpses, and that was I cried on the couch for that day, and I think that's one of the reasons I can talk about it and write about it, is that I just talk it out.
I just wanted to ask. That's why I'm calling you, just not only to touch base, but to say thanks for what you did in World War II, but also to sort of ask a few questions of one of the very few people that's still left alive that can remember what it was like to be a liberator. And what's your message to people 75 years later, having seen what you saw at Dachau? What's your reaction 75 years later to this notion of why it's important to remember, why it's very, very important for us to remember what you guys did?
Well, the Nazi regime was one of the most evil things that ever had, and what you have to worry about is that kind of thing happening, because it happened in a country where it shouldn't have happened. And I guess it tells you have to be alert to what's going on. There's so many cross currents these days that it's kind of tough to figure out what is meaningful and what isn't. But I try to keep well informed.
The average GI, though, the average guy with a Thunderbird patch on his shoulder fighting with you, was a good man. I mean, what you did stood for was a great moral victory in history. It was a great moment in American history. Yeah. I mean, I'm a European.
Hey, are you from Great Britain?
Yeah, and I'm 53, and I've grown up in 75 years of peace and freedom and democracy in Europe because of you guys. So it doesn't get any better, does it? I don't think.